Philippines ask China to deploy warships and airplane to fight U.S. military in South China Sea. The Philippines on Sunday renewed its call for compliance with a 2016 court victory that invalidated China's vast claims in most of the disputed South China Sea. The award is non-negotiable, Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin JNR. On the 4th anniversary of the ruling by an international tribunal in The Hague that he said, conclusively settled the issue of historic rights and maritime entitlements in the South China Sea, based on the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. The tribunal authoritatively ruled that China's claim of historic rights to resources within the sea had no basis in law. It is the strongest statement the Philippines has issued so far in marking the milestone. China has dismissed the decision as a sham and refused to participate in the arbitration proceedings after the administration of Philippines president at the time. Benigno Aquino III challenged in 2013 China's claims to virtually the entire disputed waters. China has continued to defy the decision with aggressive actions that have brought it into territorial disputes with Vietnam, the Philippines and Malaysia in recent years. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, who has nurtured close ties with China since taking office in 2016, raised the issue last year in Beijing with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, who he said flatly told him then, "We will not budge." Duterte has long been criticized by nationalists and left-wing groups for not immediately and strongly demanding Chinese compliance with the ruling, which he initially relegated to the back burner, while he took steps to revive relations with China that have been strained. Over the long-raging territorial conflicts, he has turned to China for trade, investment and aid while often lashing out at the U.S. security policies. Aside from China and the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan and Brunei have also laid claims to the strategic waters. The U.S. has no claims to the waters but has deployed warships and aircraft for decades to patrol and promote freedom of navigation and overflight in the busy waterway. The ruling also upheld the Philippines' sovereign rights over a wide stretch of waters called the Exclusive Economic Zone, where Chinese territorial claims have delayed for years Manila's plan to explore and extract potential undersea deposits of oil and gas. Locsin said the arbitration tribunal ruled that certain actions within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone violated the country's sovereign rights and were thus unlawful. He outlined other Chinese violations cited by the tribunal, including the large-scale reclamation and construction of artificial islands that caused severe environmental damage. Compliance in good faith with the award would be consistent with the obligations of the Philippines and China under international law. We commemorate the issuance of the award as a celebration of the rule of law, as a means to settle disputes amicably and clearly mark out who would be in the wrong to insist on claims contrary to this award. His statement comes weeks after Vietnam and the Philippines, in a regional summit, raised concerns about repeated violations of maritime rules amid growing grievances with China over its territorial claims. The Philippines will continue its visiting forces agreement with the U.S. for the near future, suspending an earlier decision to scrap the major military deal amid China's renewed muscle flexing in the South China Sea. The abrogation of the Visiting Forces Agreement has been suspended. Upon President Rodrigo Duterte's instruction, Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin, in its letter to the U.S. Embassy in Manila, which Locsin posted, the Philippine Foreign Affairs Department. The move was in light of political and other developments in the region. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, Locsin said Duterte's decision also came amid heightened superpower tensions, without directly referring to the U.S.-China rivalry. In the vast and swiftly changing circumstances of the world, in the time of pandemic and heightened superpower tensions, a world leader must be quick in mind and fast on his feet for the safety of our nation and the peace of the world. Philippine Ambassador to the U.S. José Manuel Romualdez acknowledged that recent developments in the South China Sea were a factor in Duterte's decision.